Great. Feel free to introduce yourself, what we talked about, and why you're on board.
Yeah, my name is Mark Perry. I'm in Minneapolis, Minnesota. Bob and I were colleagues and good buddies, and told me about the outstanding content here. I just started a business, so I think it'd be really beneficial. So I've heard good things about you all, and looking forward to it.
Very good. Well, welcome, and thanks for being with us this morning. And Nabiha is our host with the most.
Hello, my name is Nabiha, and all of you gorgeous people who are on screen and off of screen, I welcome you to turn on your screen, because this is all a connecting network. This is where we like to see your faces. This is where we gauge, oh, I think they got it, or they may not have got it. We look at your the facial expressions. These mean a lot to us as trainers because we put a lot of time and we get to know these new interesting people. I would like to introduce Michael. Michael, say hi. He's the guy that's waving. He is a miracle guy. He's awesome with prompts. He's just so articulate. He knows if you give him something to do, a task, he's just so hyper laser focused, and he can really take things to a whole other level. He really is one of the few guys that I know that really know the AI industry and what's out there. And you can't have Michael without amazing Rick. Rick, say hi.
Howdy.
Rick is the AI guy too. It's so interesting being sandwiched between the two guys, because if I have a question, they elevate and they take things and the whole experience to a whole other level. One of the things about being in a mastermind is having people who are good in their industry come together and collaborate, and magic happens. And I can tell you right now, magic does happen with them. Amazing Rick talks from his heart. He's all about aloha. And throughout the seasons and the future episodes, you will learn more about what aloha means to him, what it means to us. And this is taking the whole, think about now, if with one person being an AI guy, now you've got two geniuses. This is why we talk about the God smacked, the forge, because we are taking everything to a whole other level. I ask you to please drink water, cameras on, participate. This is going to be a hands-on thing. Usually when we do the projects and when they're teaching us something, we have our screen, we share, they share the link on the chats, and you follow it, you follow the prompts. And this is we do it at the same time. This isn't one of those things where you kick back, drink coffee, and just watch. This is where we welcome you to implement, to try, because that's the best way to learn. How many of you have been in masterminds where you just sit there and watch and you take notes, but they don't really walk you through these things? And then when you're at your own time and you start doing it and you're like, well, ship, I don't know what to do, or I got stuck here. You've got two amazing geniuses, including yours truly. Let me talk a little bit about myself. I help women basically become empowered and be in their own skin and being aligned. And I also help them elevating by being confident and empowered in the AI world. I am the mommy of this group. They tease me. They call me the New Jersey mom sometimes, which is pretty nice if you ask me. And Robert knows exactly what I'm talking about because he's a Jersey fella. I'm looking forward to getting to know all of you. I love Tanya's little cracks and remarks and laughter. That means, you guys are thoroughly entertained. So you're already benefiting this group. And I believe that is everything. Today, we're going to learn something new, something interesting, like we always do every week. I'm going to pass the floor back to the amazing Rickaroo.
Very, very good. Thank you, Nabiha. Appreciate your support, your wisdom, your playfulness. A little bit of a background about Godsmacked the Forge. Michael and I have been having these calls for 18 months, something along those lines. And a while back, it struck us, well, we're getting such great value from hanging out and spending time with each other and sharing our discoveries and whatnot, that it became apparent that we might as well open the door and do this with a broader audience and share the fun with everybody. Authenticity. So amazing, the amazing Rick. Amazing is also an acronym. The first A is for authenticity. And when I thought about what would take authenticity to the next level, this Godsmack popped into my mind, and it's it fits. If you've hung around with me for any period of time, yeah, you know that's pretty accurate. And an ontological inquiry. So one of the things we say is, you are the prompt. All too often, people get results back from AI and they point at AI. It's the metaphor that I share is, imagine you're driving a car, you're going along, and then time to park it. You back in and you hit a pole. You get out of your car, you go look at the back bumper, you yell at the car, you yell at the bumper. Did they hit each other, or was the person driving the bus driving the car? Anyway, so that's kind of where we're at, is taking accountability for the results you receive from the work that you're doing using ChatGPT or whatever tool that's out there. The first several weeks of what Michael and I have put together with everybody is putting in a foundation, if you will, to get ChatGPT to perform more along the lines of what it is you want to accomplish. And ultimately, I don't know if I have a word that won't trigger some folks, homework or assignment or the participation. As Nabiha pointed out, one of the great things about what we're doing here is everybody participates. It's not just talking heads showing you a gamma presentation or how we did something. It's hands-on. Here's what I did. Here's the prompt. Now you plug this into yours here live so that you can see how to make something better for yourself. And the outcome of those first several weeks was to build a custom Persona GPT, something that understands you at a deep level, that you could, hey, what would Bob think? And you could go ask your GPT. And done properly, that GPT will have a good sense of who you are. It's important to have an ideal client avatar or persona. And it's equally important, if not even more important, to have those two be able to figure out how to communicate with each other. So what we're curious about, and not to put anybody on the spot, maybe we should put somebody on the spot, but what I'd like to find out is, how did that sneak in? Nabiha, would you remove Lynn's note taker, please? And then I'll admit Lynn. Thank you. So we're curious who's done the work, and it's not like so the reason we're asking is because next week, oh my God, Michael and I have put together something really spectacular. And maybe you want to talk into that in a moment, Michael, but by a show of hands, who has their Persona GPT up and running, or maybe you've experienced some challenges with it. And so if you've got it up and running, fantastic. And for our folks that are visiting with us this morning, Mark and Jacqueline, clearly you didn't know you could have such a thing. Yes, and our personal one. So Kaylin, tell me more about our personal one. What does that mean?
Like my persona or the ones that I've built with your persona builder?
No, a
Those are different people.
persona of you.
Of me, okay.
Yeah, so that, thanks for clarifying. What we're looking for there is to be able to have your own custom persona so that you can ask, or if you get to the point where you've got a team, or you could even be, so I've got Coach Rick. So people can access my custom GPT to find out, well, how would Rick help me through this thing? So it's kind of teetering in that direction. Has anybody experienced challenges or things that need to be worked through? Any questions about building your persona?
And there's a very specific reason why we're asking this, because by next week, this is going to be one of the most important things going into next week to be able to assist you in what we're doing. So it's going to be imperative that you have this persona built by next week.
I would also like to add that for those who are joining today, and you guys some of you may or may not be panicking and wondering, wait, I have to get what done by next week? You're okay. You're good.
Yep.
We got you. One of the cool things about being part of the Forge is you've got the replays. You can pause, you can take notes. This is like we have your hand. This is a safe space. And I love watching replays because sometimes, especially if you're really new to the AI world, it's like, wait, what does that mean? And where does it go? And sometimes you got to rewind, and just see where everything is. This is like a really, really good place. So I welcome you and invite you to be excited. And if you're a little nervous, that's awesome. That means you're learning something new.
Nabia, can I make a comment?
Of course. What's up?
So I know there's new people on board here, so I just want to just clarify for Mark. One of the reasons that I had shared with you is that I think this could really help your business out. When you have your own business, hiring people comes at a very big cost. So most of the time, you're going to do most things yourself. Well, the wonderful part about this group is that you're able to have a virtual twin, a digital twin, another Mark working there. So this whole idea of building this this GPT, that's an acronym you're hearing right now, is basically pile up all information about yourself so that you are actually digitizing yourself, and you now have, instead of you doing all the work, this can be your assistant in many areas. Now, that's the very high level way of saying it, but that is the exercise that we're all going through, trying to put information in the system about you, how you think, what you act, some examples of your work, and even some feelings. And so that, for example, Mark, if you were to want to do an email campaign, you could actually tell your digital twin here to create an email with the same feelings that you normally would, and they would automatically create that email for you. You wouldn't have to
Or
waste time
series of emails.
or a series of emails. And you could do it with utilizing a microphone as well. You don't even have to type anything in. Just say, hey, Chat GPT, or Mark GPT, please create an email campaign offering all of my customers, 30-minute free session to discuss whatever. Yeah. And you get it done. So I just want to share it so he doesn't. He's so
yeah. No. So that's very valid point. It becomes you times 10. It's going to shrink the time that you spend on many things very drastic. How long would it take you to write an email? Okay, 10 minutes, you write an email. It's a nice structured email. This will do it in 30 seconds. If you're going to write a campaign, an email campaign that you're going to drip out selling a new product or service, it may take you a day to come up with the 6-7 emails for it and formulate them and structure it and all that stuff. It'll do it in about 5 minutes or less. So the time savings that you're going to receive from this is astronomical. Your social media, a lot of people say, I don't do social media because I don't have time. Well, that excuse is no longer valid, because this can create all your social media posts. And Tori will tell you she's used it extensively for social media. It will create social media surrounding your business, your products, your service, your offerings, based on the way that you would do it yourself, because it has examples of the way that you have done it in the past. It also has examples of your writing styles. It has examples of the way that you speak to people. It knows all your products and services. So when you plug this in, it is actually acting on your behalf as your second mind. Now, is it perfect? No, but is it as close to perfect as you can get? I would say so, and I would say it's more perfect than hiring an assistant to do it. So that being said, it's something that you would want to work on. We do have all the replays to build that. If you don't have it done by next week, that's fine. You'll be able to catch up and be able to implement what we've been going through for the last 4 or 5 weeks. It's not that difficult to do. It does take a little bit of commitment and a little bit of time. You could probably do the whole thing in a couple hours. So it doesn't take a lot to get it done. Anything to add to that, Rick?
Yeah, the one question I have is, strikes me that you perhaps have a GPT that would interview them and pull that information out of them. Did I remember that
Yes.
correctly?
Well, partially. So a lot of people say, and Bob was one. Bob said, "I don't have anything online," and he didn't. But
Yeah.
so I do have a GPT that will assist in doing that. I didn't have this open, so let me get it open. And this will help. This is one that I've labeled "Who Am I?" And it's in the chat now. So that will give you a good base. Something that is required here is at least a free account for Chat GPT, and more than likely free account for Perplexity and Gemini and some other AI tools. One thing that the new people will find is that we don't have any one focus as far as a tool goes other than Chat GPT, and everything else is on the periphery of that, but we use them extensively. We've gone over Notebook LM, we've gone over Gemini, we've gone over Perplexity. I'm sure we'll get into Grok and several of the other AI out there, because all the AI do one thing better than every other one. That's what makes them proprietary to their company. So we're going to explore what those things are that one does better than the other.
Very good. So would anybody be so bold as to want to share their persona and what they've created? Anything that they're proud about? Like, oh my God, I can't believe. Wins might be another word for that.
I have wins. I don't know that I'm ready to share everything, but because I'm still a work in progress for me.
I think we
we won't go down that rabbit hole.
we're all a work in progress. You know it as well as I do.
In fact,
No,
they
as
have a
far
work in
as
progress.
my personal GPT. So it's like I've done for most of my year's work for everybody else and not me. So I don't have personal stuff on the internet. I don't have documents I've written. I haven't outlined my own course. I've done it for everybody else, or with them actually. But I've been going through the different, the Who Am I GPT. You've got a Ikigai or whatever, whatever thing in there. And I've been doing it like an interview process, verbally through Chat GPT, one question at a time. And it's been eye-opening. It's been bringing me back to myself and very powerful. And so now I'm doing this last night and I'm going, I wish there was like a simple guide to go, what's the order to throw all this stuff together? And does my not having my own writing samples really matter that much after I go through some of these things?
So writing samples help establish the tone, and I would invite you to you do have writing samples. You've been writing emails since you were knee high to a grasshopper, right?
Yes.
So you could find some of those that would create and share your tone, your writing style. So that would be a nice way to do it. Yes, and Kaylin is saying emails and transcripts from meetings. Oh, yeah. So do you record any of your Zoom conference calls
I
with your
record
persona?
almost all of them anymore, and I have pulled some of those together, and I learned somewhere in the last few weeks, whether it was you or somebody else, I could do a Google Doc with a crap load of tabs and add that to my notebook LM, and it didn't blow
Yes.
it up.
That sounds like a Michael trick. Michael is
He
the
would,
king of
yeah,
tabs in a Google Doc. Yes.
yeah. I've got another guy that does all that too. So, because I thought I'd have to download them all as individual freaking files to add them, which when I got to that roadblock didn't happen. So, but now that I can just add it, that would be awesome.
Okay.
Yeah, so I congratulate you on going through it and experiencing, recognizing, oh, I forgot all about that, or
Yeah.
I didn't realize this about me. It's an eye-opening experience when you go through this interview process that it takes you through. It's like you have these aha moments about yourself, and
Yeah.
it makes you think a little bit, who am I really? And because we all may think we are, this specific person, but other people outside of our body recognize us as someone else. Um, so maybe it's worthwhile asking, hey, what do you recognize about me that I might not?
Hmm. I'm getting that at least at some level out of this exercise as I go through and see the summaries at each step. And and it's given me words where I didn't have them before. Because for my whole career and everything else, it's like, if it was broke, I fixed it,
Yeah,
you know.
I
And
understand.
and to say like, oh, I work with these kind of entrepreneurs and I solve this problem, I do that thing, just was never a formula that worked for me. And so it's helping me get to that. And so this whole process, even if I'm not created my own GPT yet for me, is pretty priceless.
Yeah, absolutely. It sounds like something Tori found out when she was plugging all her transcripts in. She asked it, what exactly do I do? What's the value that I provide on all these calls that I participate in or lead or follow or whatever the case may be? And that was pretty priceless, wasn't it? Finding all that information out. So that's we just don't recognize things. We're living in the moment. We know what we're doing right this minute, and then we're on to the next call, and we've forgotten exactly what it was, what value we brought to the table, and I hate to always do this, but what monetary value could be attached to that you should be charging people for.
Yeah.
And that doesn't necessarily mean every call, but just an idea of what is my minimum value hour really worth.
Yeah.
Yeah, for
So,
me,
Yeah.
that
Like,
was that was an accident. I was
uh-huh.
in a meeting with a founder and trying to help them with their pitch deck and what their MVP was. And then I was really point blank about it. And then I took the transcript after, put it into ChatGPT, and I said, "Did I offer any value here?" Like, and no, I said, "Was I really rude or whatever it was?" And it came back saying, "You actually delivered over $5,000 worth of value because you did this, and this." And I was like, "I did." And I was like, so I put in all my other transcripts. I started putting them in, and then I was like, "Okay, evaluate what did I do in this one?" And it came back with like, "This is what your value." And it was so, it's just something that you do easily that you don't put it. So that was how it just came about, where I started putting all my transcripts in. And then once I took all those, I said, put together a package for me of all the things that I'm delivering and, monetize it. It was just really interesting. So yes, I came about it by accident, but it wouldn't have happened if I didn't have my personalized kind of stuff in there to see it from a topographic view or see me topographically.
So let's reverse engineer that. And let's take those transcripts and ask what value the people on the other end of the call provided you. We don't have to do that right now. We don't have to go into that, but we could probably see, because a lot of times we do the talking, right? We're the type A, we're the one leading, we're the one providing. But what did they provide? What did they provide? Because you took something away from that call that you didn't recognize either until, further down the line. Oh, such and such said this right here, and I'm going to use that moving forward. So what value was provided to you? Not only what value did you provide to them?
Yeah, actually, that would really be great for a follow-up call if you're trying to stay
Mhm.
connected, to be thank you so much. This is the value you brought to me. And then because then it's
Yeah.
becomes so personal.
Yeah, because in sales, and Robert knows this probably as well, if not better than anyone on the call, sales is relationships.
Hmm.
And you always want to remember all those small things that were
Hmm.
happening in someone else's life at that particular point in time and follow up and touch on it, because now that know, like, and trust relationship is being built. You might not recognize it, and they might not recognize it, but I tell you what,
Yeah.
Chat GPT or whatever tool you use recognizes those small things, the dog's name, or the kids, were sick, or the wife was out of town, or whatever the things are that play
Hmm.
into those relationship building exercises that you're using, and all that can be revealed from those transcripts. Anyone got anything else about their personal GPT that they want to share or need help with or build upon? Go, Tanya.
I want to know the best way to deal with an error. So, uh, I was having my GPT write something about a program that I created, and it gave the totally wrong name for the program. I'm like, hello? Do you know me? That is so wrong. So, what is the best way when you just have a few facts that need to be clarified in your GPT? What's the best way to make that change in data so that it'll remember that the next time?
Well, I'm going to let Rick go into this one, but before that, what I'm going to say is always, 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 always edit your stuff. Read it over. Do not rely on Chat GPT or any of these other, AI models, large language models. Don't let them dictate to you what the truth is. Okay, so but Rick can probably go into this much clearer than I can. I know the answer. I'll probably have it all garbled up.
So say for me one more time, what is the problem, the issue you're facing?
The issue is my GPT had incorrectly stated the name of a program and some specific information about me, and I need to go in and retrain that knowledge piece, get pluck that out and put in the right thing. What's the best way to do that?
So in order to course correct, you need to be able to give it enough context. So as an example, Chat GPT, you said, and then put it in quotes. What you were supposed to say is, and put that in quotes, what did I need? What did I need to say to have you produce the result I needed, not to produce the result you produced? Keep in mind, it's pointing back at the person standing in front of the mirror. So Chat GPT gave you a response based on something that you alluded to it.
I
Right?
think it just made it up. I'm talking like total hallucination.
So,
Total hallucination. Well,
so
so
remember,
when it totally hallucinates. It's okay. So I'm trained in neurolinguistic programming, and there's this one of the presuppositions is the meaning of my communication is the response I get. If it hallucinated, it was because the prompt engineer didn't give it enough clear guidance, and there was something in the language that was conflictual, something along those lines. So it is more of a conversation about how to teach, train Tanya
Mm-hmm.
to give it enough clarity. Yeah, there's
Thought it had the information, so I was surprised that it didn't give me that information.
So is that information in a hierarchical structure to where
Right.
it can very clearly identify this is the course title and this is the information?
It may not. And so I need to go look back at my knowledge base for that to evaluate that. Okay.
Yep.
Could she not put it in the instructions?
Well, I mean,
Whenever we're talking,
you could put that into the instructions, but if I mean you could put everything into the instructions. So
well, there's
how
only
long?
limited space. We're talking
Oh
about
no,
the window
there's unlimited space. There's
in
unlimited
the box, in the instruction
Well,
box.
well, that's not the only place where instructions can go.
Right.
So there's
Okay.
so the hierarchical structure will overcome the shortcomings in the instructions to an extent. Okay. Yes, the instructions should be very thorough and clear. And we're about to do an exercise on all that. So the instructions should be very thorough and clear, but what's allowed in the box is not the only instructions that you're allowed to include in your GPT.
Well, I guess what I was trying to do is because I'm lazy, is like, okay, because when you upload things into the knowledge, if you do them as a markdown or anything, you can't look at them again. You can't open them again. You have to go back to where you originally put them in your docs, change it there, and then upload it again. So I was trying to take the super lazy route and say, can she just not put it in the window box and go, anytime we refer to this course, this is the proper name for it?
Well, and you just alluded to it, the lazy route. So every
Yeah.
single thing that you came across that was wrong, you're going to keep adding it to the instructions until you're out of space.
Got it.
so Kaylin has asked a question in chat. Do you want to come off mic, Kaylin, or I mean off?
I can. I'm just I'm a chat person. I know you guys see that in all like the AI morning clubs. Um, for me, I always find that if I don't download or upload them in a certain order, then I don't get the same results. Do you know why that is? Is it I don't know, like I just like for me it was like I changed one thing and that was the first one and then when I uploaded it became the last one and then I never got the same results again. And then I had to scrape it all and then I did the one, two, three, four again and then I got better results after that. So is that
That's interesting.
anecdotal or what's the reason for that?
So I personally would be looking at there's what I call the knowledge base. So
Yeah.
the files that we add to it, and then basically I would put and I do put a stub in the custom instructions part that tells it how to utilize those files.
Okay.
And so I would lean in the direction of changing that. And then I'm not sure what's inside of the files. I lean on putting my knowledge base together inside of a JSON structure.
Yeah.
And it's super clear, super structured,
Mhm.
and there's very little way for it to misinterpret what's inside of that structure.
Yeah.
If you have it in Markdown and you didn't mess with it, probably be okay. But
Yeah.
if you go in and start editing
Start
the
typing, yeah.
Markdown,
It's
things
not
could
gonna
go
be happy with
sideways.
you. Yeah.
And
And then,
that's because in Markdown you're creating the hierarchical structure manually, whereas in JSON you're very clearly defining number one, number two, number three, number four, number five. And Markdown, it's a little bit different. But you're talking about re-uploading the files to the knowledge base, so to
Hmm.
the builder itself. So
Yeah.
it's just recognizing, it's reading from the first one
One, yeah.
on
But
down.
it sounds like if I do that stud at the bottom and say, this is the first file you go to, it doesn't
Yes,
matter where it's loaded, but this is the name of the file, then that would fix that no matter. Okay.
correct.
Yep. Okay. Sweet. Thank you.
Yeah. Uh, my,
Mark, are you a deer in headlights over there yet? It's like, what the hell are they talking about?
you're muted. Mark, you're muted.
No, I think I'm pretty much up to speed. My I've posted for the last year and a half, so I have a lot of content, and I'd like to take some of that content and create new post in a different flavor. It seems like everything that I am posting is basically the same, but reworded in a slightly different angle, and I'd like to change it up. So, no, I follow you. I'm looking forward to finding out how to refine things as it relates to some of the things that you're talking about. That could help me.
Very good. It's very interesting because you can repurpose the same content a multiple number of times
Mhm.
and
Yeah.
it all looks new. It just, like you said, it changes the flavor to it slightly. It changes the word. It's the exact same post. It's just reworded. It's reformatted. It comes out a little different. It's a little different structure, and that all depends on what you want to feed it. So one of the things that we're going to work on in the future is creating a social media poster that uses best practices for each platform. Okay, so Instagram wants X number of characters and they're structured this way. LinkedIn is better off 55 characters per line, blah, 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 right? Facebook is more friendly and carefree. But you could put your content in and tell it, give me a post for each platform based on the best practices of each platform. It's the exact same post, but it comes out, and when you read them, every single one's different. It's the same content. It's the same thing. It's just fitting the people, your ideal customer client profile that lives on those various platforms, and it's using the best practices of those platforms creating the posts. Does that make sense?
Yeah. Yeah.
So it's gonna be a fun exercise. I think everyone's gonna like that. So we got 20 minutes left on this call.
Yes, sir.
Wow.
Who wants to identify problems?
Oh,
This is going to lead into next week, but we can build a quick little GPT right now about identifying problems.
and so this is becoming the hands-on part, correct, Michael?
Yes.
So if you haven't already done so, open up a browser, navigate to Chat GPT, and will you be sharing your screen, sir?
I could.
Well, I figured you were going to drive because you got the idea.
Well, I can talk people through it, but
Or even better, is there,
someone else.
do we want to voluntold anybody?
I love volunteering people
Do you want to do it?
randomly. Let's see if someone volunteers first.
You want me to be a guinea pig? Is that what you're saying?
Do you want to do it?
Look, we got a
Whoever-
volunteer.
Whoever wants to do it, or I can put my screen up and you can follow, whichever everyone feels is best.
I do have the chat GBT up if you want me to. It's up to you.
Open it up. Let's go.
All right. There we go.
And so I definitely invite everybody to follow along. That's one of the things
So-
that Michael and I are really very committed to is learning how to have all those tabs open like Bob does.
Oh, yeah. Robert's computer stresses me out.
Squirrel.
Dang.
Good.
But I tell
much
you something
got in
right now,
that
Tori's
thing?
isn't much different because I've seen hers too.
That is not, that's nothing. I have all those tabs plus 4 different profiles on the bottom that also have
Yeah,
all those tabs.
I do the same thing. I have
I know.
browsers open that are just insane. It's ridiculous.
Let's not forget, I got my other screen over here too.
I'm gonna take some medication.
I thought I had the opposite problem is that you tell me I close things. You're like, why did I like I'm trying to keep it clean and tidy, so I shut things. And Michael's like, why did you shut that? I'm like, because okay, right. I only
Have you
like to
guys
have
heard of one tab?
I don't only like to have a couple tabs
One
open. I don't
tab
like to
is
have a
my
lot
One
open.
lifesaver.
one tab is a Google Chrome extension where when you click on it, it funnels all of your links into one tab so you don't lose it. And it's kind of like it's a better than history for me because I can look at how many times I've hit one tab and it'll actually do all the different profiles in one tab too. So it'll tell
And
you
that's a
for
Google
me.
extension?
Yeah, it's a Google extension.
Yep.
It's a saver for me. And I bet you
Say it
it's
again. Google
one
what's it?
tab.
It's called
One
One
tab.
Tab. Okay.
Yeah. Let me check my Google extension. The picture, it just looks like
That's
a funnel.
It's a blue funnel.
Yeah.
It works the best of all
It's
the
amazing.
kind
Yeah.
of things.
Where do you
Link
find
in
it,
the
Kaylee?
chat that everyone
Yeah,
can.
Google
you-
Chrome extension.
Okay.
yeah. I'll help you with that later, Robert.
Okay.
Yeah.
I might need help too. Extension.
You've got enough going on now.
Yeah.
Lord God have
I
mercy.
see
Oh.
Chat GPT
I'm
open
godsmacked.
at least 7 times.
There you go. Boom, boom,
Okay.
boom, 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 boom,
So
boom.
when we are building a custom GPT, what is the very first thing that you should do? And this, it not necessarily building a custom GPT, but working inside OpenAI's Chat GPT or any of the other LLMs, the chat models. What's the very first thing that we should do? No one's going to venture to guess.
Can you repeat the question?
When we are working in a
Mhm.
chat model, which is what Robert's got open on the screen right there, when we're working in that, what is the very first thing that we should do every single time when you
Highlight
start a
lots
new
of
conversation?
instruction that you guys gave us to Godsmack everything.
But that wouldn't be the first thing I would do.
No, that's not the
No,
first.
I'd tell it who it is.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Who are
Exactly.
you
Wow.
being today?
So it's going to be an expert in something, right? Whatever it is, it's going to be an expert in marketing. It's going to be an expert in sales. It's going to be an expert in open AI, Chat GPT, custom GPT building, blah, blah, blah. Something of that nature, correct?
Yes.
So identify right here who it is.
When you say who it is, are you talking about myself?
Who it is. So tell it you
Okay.
are.
What's the role that your chat
You're gonna
GPT
give it a
is
role.
playing today?
Tell it who it is. You are. No, not I am. You are.
Does this also, when you've created your
We're not
personalized
doing
model?
marketing. We're not doing marketing. We're going to identify problems. So you are an expert in OpenAI, ChatGPT, custom GPT building. Okay, now we've identified who is it. So what's the next thing we do? This is every GPT that you're ever going to build. This should be every conversation when you have the initial conversation with your GPT,
Desired outcome.
what it is that you're doing. So what are we doing? So tell it, we're
building
going to
our
build a
personalized
custom
GPT.
GPT. That does what? So we're going to identify problems in the marketplace. and slash or businesses. Okay, and maybe we want to go back and edit this. You will build a custom GPT that identifies common or frequently discussed problems. And I would tell it, you're going to search the internet, including social media platforms, for the 3 most talked about problems in the last 7 days. Okay, so now and we can go back, and this is just 30,000 foot, right? We're not going deep in this yet. Okay.
Yep.
So everyone should be typing this in and building this as we talk. Because each and every one of us, it doesn't matter. We can use those exact same words. You're going to get different results. We've already identified that previously, right? We went through a test, and every person on the call got similar but distinctly different results. Okay, so with this, we told it what it was. We told it what we want to do. Now we want it to ask us some questions to clarify exactly what it is that it expects, or we expect it to do. Now, right here, say again, Nabia.
Forgive me for interrupting, Michael. I apologize. I was going to ask if you can repeat again, what is the last thing we're asking it questions?
No, you want it to ask you questions to clarify what it is you expect it to do. Okay. Now, right here, language has meaning, right? And if we don't clearly specify exactly how many questions, this thing will ask you questions until tomorrow.
Up to 10?
Well, we'll just go with 5 for time, because we have 10 minutes left.
Good.
Okay.
Let it go?
Yep.
All right, before I do, Mark, on top here, chatgpt.com. I don't know if you're there. There is a free application there, and there's a paid one for about $20 a month. But if you're in ChatGPT right now and you have this particular prompt that's in this here section right here, that's known as a prompt. It's basically, creating this custom GPT. So we're telling them what they want to do. They're the experts. So this is like your employee, only it's a virtual employee that has all the answers. Okay, save you a lot of time.
And guess what? You can hire, in quotes, build an unlimited number of these virtual employees. And I guarantee you their salary is much more affordable than what you're going to pay the clown that comes in and spends half the day in the bathroom.
All right, so I'm going to hit click, and we're going to see how fast.
Okay, yeah. Now, does everyone see where they can customize this for their particular company? You can customize it for your industry. This is just big and broad. We're at 30,000 foot here. Okay. So the scope of the search. So go down there, Robert, and put in 1, give it an answer.
Really quick. Are other people following along, and have you typed out what's there? If you haven't, maybe Bob would copy and paste what he typed into the chat, and then people could do that. Everybody can kind of follow along and stay on pace. Thank you.
Very good. Did that go in the chat?
I'm trying to get it there.
Can I ask a clarifying question myself? my GPT automatically opened into the thinking mode and he's an instant. Is it better? Which one is
Great
better
question.
for this?
Great question. To spell the whole thing out to get it where you want to go, I would use instant. Okay. So once you start using thinking is when you're really dialing this thing in and let it go to work. And if you look, there is a thinking short and a thinking longer and a thinking mini. Okay. So if you're doing some deep research on a particular subject matter, I would do the long thinking. If you just want it to think extended thinking, go into it and provide more detail, then just do the normal thinking. If you just want it to reason a little differently, you can use the mini. But right now, we're just working on what are the instructions going to be, and we're trying to do it in the next 8 minutes.
And I'm a little difficulty trying to get this into the chat.
Are you down at the bottom in
I
the
put
chat?
it in there. It's in the chat.
You got
Okay,
it?
you got it.
Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you, Lynn.
All right. So now I'm going to answer these questions. So basically, we asked them on top to make sure they understand to ask me 5 questions. So here's the 5 questions that I have to answer down here. So when I put one, do I have to put a space or a dash?
It doesn't particularly matter. It understands. I would put 1 period, space, and then give it an answer. Just my preference.
Okay.
But it does. It's not. It's probably smarter than any one of us.
So should I say in real time or weekly? Let me put it in real time.
Yeah, in real time. Let it go. Let it go work.
Okay.
So the one tweak on the prompt would be ask me 5 questions to clarify what I expect you to do. Ask them one at a time.
Yes.
And then you don't have to do this 1, 2, 3.
Oh, I get what you're saying. Okay.
Yeah. So again, language has consequences. Also, I would go back behind number 1 and I would tell it to not use APIs.
Not use what?
API.
Okay. I'm going to say consumer facing.
Why don't you just say all?
Okay.
Why did you say the thing about APIs?
Because we're not going in and connecting any APIs right now.
Okay.
What's API?
Exactly.
Love that answer.
Oh,
And
very
also,
good.
some of the questions may be different than what he has on his screen, and that's okay. Because remember when Michael and said that it has its own persona, every AI is different. So like I know some of my questions are different than his, and that's okay. Great reminder.
Yeah, and just something to think about. You would certainly want it to ask you more than 5 questions to clarify exactly what it is that you're trying to build. Okay. But we have 5 minutes to get this built, and I think we can make it.
Mm.
Okay. So
because we're not building an agent, it more than likely will not do number 5 for you, Robert, just so you know. Because this is going to be something you query every time. But that's fine. Just go ahead and we'll move on from here.
Okay.
So this is what it's suggesting you should do. Now, I would read through this pretty thoroughly, and I would make my suggestions. Hey, what you suggested to me is great, but what about this? What about this? What about this? Change that. I don't want this. Whatever those various things are, when you read through here, tell it to update it. And you probably want to do 2 or 3 iterations of that, just so you can see what's coming back, what it's going to do, how it's going to perform. You may want to say, I want my output in a certain manner. So structure your output that it provides to you. Okay, but just for simplicity, Rick has a favorite saying that he likes to add to the end of all his.
Oh, well, LFG or
No.
the how to improve it.
Yep.
So
You could be way better.
I do. So I add on to the end of it something along the lines of
Yeah.
ask yourself what's missing, the presence of which will make a difference, make this more effective, more accurate, and ask yourself that question 3 times. You do not need to show your work, only present your final answer.
Okay,
You put that in the
get the make.
Or you weren't taking notation, dictation, was it? Gotta hurry, Robert. We got 2 minutes. You're under pressure.
All right, so
just for, did everyone get what Rick just said? Did everyone understand that? We're going to shorten that up just for time consideration.
I need Rick to put that in the chat.
Yeah, there's a few versions in there right now, and I don't disagree with any of those. But
I was going to go with Kaylin's.
Yes, Kaylin's is good as well. I like that.
Where's Kaylin's here? Kaylin.
It's in chat.
I ask it to score itself.
Score itself on a scale of 1 to 100 and make all changes necessary to make it a 100 out of 100. But one thing that Rick just mentioned, I don't need to see your work. Okay. Now you're more than welcome to watch it work.
You can learn a lot by asking it to show its work. It takes me back to being in school. You didn't show your work. Well,
I got the right answer.
I would say for the first year of me asking this, I told it to tell me why it did those changes.
Yep.
And so I learned a lot about LLMs by asking me, what are you looking for? Why are you saying something's changing it? So I did ask it to show its work for a while, and now I know better questions to ask because it showed me what it was looking for to begin with.
And I guarantee you it taught you a lot of the language that it's looking for when you prompt it.
Oh, totally. Yeah, I think I'm a much better prompt engineer because I'm like, oh, I didn't even know that was an angle I could look for. So, yep.
So a lot of times you will do this. I always say you shall do this. Okay. Just will and shall are 2 different words with 2 very distinctly different.
Any lawyer or politician will tell you that.
Yeah, they will.
yeah.
Okay. So now what do we got?
Well, we're at the top of the hour. So
Mm.
we want to respect that as well.
So it came up with the 3 alternatives, 1, 2, and 3, and then it basically made their suggestion that their pick is number 2 for trend analysis.
So to Rick's point, we could tell it, give us the instructions for number 2, and then build your GPT from there.
And what we traditionally do at this point is try and put a bow on this. And then we pause the recording, we stop the recording, we start the recording again, because then we go into what we like to affectionately call after hours. Yes. Thanks for joining us this morning, Kaylin. We'll see you.
Yeah, have a great day. Bye-bye.
Guaranteed, you as well. So then we go into what we affectionately call after hours. It's kind of more of an unplugged and, believe it or not, less structured, where you just don't know what's going to come out. So is there something to say to put a bow on this?
The biggest thing I think everyone needs to realize is that no matter what the output is on your screen, it's going to be different on someone else's screen. It's going to be similar, but everything that it's reading and feeding back to Robert right here is biased and slanted towards all the previous conversations that he's had over to the left. So you can scroll down in all those chats and all those various things that Robert's talked about. That's if he has the memory turned. It's taking various parts and pieces out of those chats and is applying them to the instructions and to the bias of what he's building now. So if you want this to be as unbiased as possible, you would turn off your memory.
And where do I go for that one?
Well, it's too late now.
Okay.
But you would go down to the bottom left down there and go into your settings, but that's neither here nor there now.
Can you turn that memory on and off according to when necessary?
Yeah.
Okay.
So let's
It
not go
doesn't
down
delete
that,
it all. It just, for this answer, I don't want memory. Okay.
let's not go down that rabbit hole. So let's call this part of it a wrap.